If your hair has been stuck in one length for the past few months or probably even years, just like me in the past, chances are that you've been doing the wrong thing or even doing the right thing the wrong way. So in this video, I'll be revealing to you the fastest way to grow your hair and the right way to go about it, which has worked for me. And the crazy thing is that it requires much less effort than you've ever put in your entire hair journey. Okay, that's a lie. In order for you to get solutions, you need to first understand what the problem is. There's always this new product or hair care routine or even this new hairstyle that will suit our next outfit. But in trying all of these new things, we're stressing the living daylights out of our hair. Do you know that your hair has emotions? Yes. Just like your body, imagine what will happen to your body when you have to lift 15 bags of rice every single day for 1 week. That's the same way our hair responds to how it is treated. Whenever you begin to see your hair shedding excessively, or you see frizz, or you see bald patches, or even when you begin to see products build up, these are all signs that your hair is beginning to scream for help at this point because you are doing too much. What you are doing is stripping your hair of all of the natural oils, which then leads to dryness and then breakage and then short hair. But the good thing is that there's a way to defeat over manipulation, like wearing low manipulation hairstyles or wearing protective hairstyles. Now there's a difference between these two. Low manipulation hairstyles are hairstyles that once when made doesn't require any restyling or touching. You know, when you've done it, there's no need, there's nothing else to do, you've done it already. But then protective hairstyles are hairstyles that when you do, it protects your hair from environmental damages or physical elements, especially when it has to hide your tips and the strands, just like the one I did here. But then there are hairstyles which are both low manipulation and protective at the same time, e.g. doing wigs, especially when you have to wear a wig cap before putting on the wig. Now, a lot of YouTube channels are all about growing your hair with protective hairstyle. But the big question remains, does protective hairstyle actually grow your hair? The answer is unfortunately a very big fat no. But then, can you grow your hair without protective hairstyle? The answer is no as well. Yes. The thing is, there's nothing you can actually do, at least not externally, to grow your hair. I mean, notice when you dye your hair gold, for instance, and then you begin to see black underneath. That black you are seeing is obviously the new growth, right? But then at some point, you begin to see that the part you dyed gold is looking shorter than what you dyed. You probably dyed your hair when it was at 8 inches. And then when it begins to grow, the black part, which is a new growth, is 8 inches, for instance. Meaning the totality of your hair at this point is meant to be 16 inches, right? But then because the gold part has gotten shorter, you get yourself saying, oh, my hair is not growing, oh, my hair is not growing. But the thing is that your hair is growing, but this breakage is happening. You are left with 10 inches instead of 16 inches. What happened to the remaining 6 inches? You know, protective hairstyle and low manipulation hairstyle fixes all of this. It protects your new growth and the old growth. It's also important to understand the other aspects of it. Do you know that protective hairstyles can damage your hair in a lot of ways when you are doing it wrong? Like when you pack up your ponytails too tight, it pulls and puts tension on your hair and can even cause hair strands to start falling off of your scalp. I think I had an experience like that one time. I did this hairstyle that was so tight and the whole of my hair at the back was just chopped up. When you are using hair extensions too often, these hair extensions causes friction on our hair, especially because it's not the same texture, and then this will lead to breakage and even dryness. And it's even worse when these hair extensions are heavy. Then the weight of these hair extensions begins to weigh on our hair and can even make the shaft of our hair to pull from the follicle. Or when you carry on this protective hairstyle on for too long, in doing this, your hair begins to shed because the hair is losing moisture. And you know what's even crazier? The build-up from all of the heat and probably the hair cream you applied will begin to cause mold up under your hair at the point where these braids happen. When the dirt from all of this build-up begins to stick to your hair, before you know it, you'll find your hair looking like this. Okay, that's too much exaggeration. Or is it? The cocoa is that you don't want to deal with this. Because when it's time to take these hairstyles down, it becomes difficult or even impossible. And this is when frustration now sets in. And once frustration sets in, you end up handling your hair the wrong way, and then this will now cause breakage. It defeats the whole essence of doing protective hairstyle in the first place, which is to grow your hair. And you end up with a shorter hair. How is that? I'm now guessing the question on your mind is, how long should I wear a protective hairstyle, right? Now, I like to recommend 4 to 8 weeks, but the truth is that the length of time you carry a protective hairstyle actually depends on your hair texture or the kind of protective hairstyle you are carrying. If you have a light hair texture, then you wouldn't want to carry on a protective hairstyle for too long because of the whole tangles. If you're also going to be carrying extensions or heavy hairstyles on, which you should not do, should not be taking this on for too long as well. Then if you are doing protective hairstyles like cornrow, it's not extension, it's not heavy, I feel it's safer to carry it on for long. Carrying on protective hairstyles for longer than 2 months, like I did with this hairstyle, requires special techniques, but I guess that will be a topic for another day. So with all of this in mind, if you are looking to grow your hair to the longest and healthiest length possible, then you can never be caught over manipulating your hair. And everybody's hair is different, as what works for Angela might not work for Ella. So finding out the best protective hairstyle that suits your hair type is ideal. How do you know the protective hairstyle that suits you more? I would say try out different protective hairstyles and pick out the one that your hair adapts to the most. But whenever you are in doubt, you can never go wrong with the classic cornrow and wig. I mean, as long as you're using a wig cap underneath to prevent all of the friction that causes breakage. Now establish that retaining the growth of your hair is the fastest route to maintaining a long and healthy hair. What then happens when you've retained all of this length under your protective hairstyle, only to lose it all when taking it down? Watch this video next to learn practically the best techniques to use to take down your protective hairstyle and still retain all of that length.